Hello, everyone, and welcome to Random Number Generation, the GDQ Hotfix show about randomizers, the communities, and the runners behind them. I'm Skybills, your host, and this is episode 124, Windwaker Randomizer Nested Dungeons with Nintendo Desi. Desi, welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing great.
All right, well, we are going to go right into the action here. We'll have plenty of time for introductions here as we are going to be going across the ocean many times over across the top of Hyrule. So, Desi, are you ready to go?
I'm all set.
All right, on your count.
Okay, I'll do 3, 2, 1, go, and on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were going to go on the first count or on the second count.
Oh, yeah.
So,
ooh, this is an interesting place to start.
Ooh, look at this. You are Malin. What an adorable sprite.
Yeah, she's really cute. Okay, I'm just going to note a few things down.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
So it looks like Desi has some hints here to start. So the category we are doing here is nested dungeons. And as soon as Desi is done noting things, and we'll talk about Desi's, Desi takes very thorough notes, by the way, and we'll talk about that also in a little while too. It's one of the things that I absolutely adore about Desi as a randomizer runner. So, and again, there's no right or wrong way to take notes in a randomizer, although some folks may argue with that. Just make sure you can read your own handwriting. I used to write on a dry erase board, y'all, and I've discovered that the older I get, the less legible my handwriting is. So make sure if you take notes, either take them digitally on a keyboard or make sure your handwriting is able to be read. Don't end up like me where you're like, hours later, what the heck did I just write down? So with that being said, Desi, do you want to explain what a nested dungeon randomizer is and what is some of that information you just took down to start?
So those are just some clues about certain things. Some of the clues are clues that tell you you don't need to go to this entire region of the game. So don't bother going to this island or that location or this dungeon. So those are really powerful hints. They exclude a lot of things from us. Other hints that we got were you can find this required item over at this island. So those are helpful too. Okay. So one of the hints that we got is that we don't need to go to Tingle Island, which is we don't need all of those statues we just got. Okay, so the Tingle was a bust, but that's okay. And there's a lot of, and so nested dungeons. What that means is when you enter a dungeon or a location where a dungeon can be, that might be another dungeon. It could also be instead a mini boss room where you, I didn't equip this here. A mini boss room where you fight a mini boss in a dungeon instead of the entrance to the dungeon. It could also be a boss room instead. So I might enter Dragoneer's Cavern and end up seeing Goma there.
Ooh, I really like that. Oh my gosh, this animation for Malin is adorable. I haven't seen this yet. So I'm going to be like talking about how cute these animations are throughout. And an early Triforce shard. All right, let's go.
We need 8 of those, so that's really nice to see early.
We like our Dorito pieces early. We certainly like them in Z1R. I don't see why we wouldn't like them in a much bigger game here.
Exactly. And one other thing I added to the mix, something we haven't done before here, is nested fairy fountains. So the fairy fountains are also going to be added to the pool of what is randomized everywhere, entrance-wise. So
again, as a reminder, and yes, for anyone wanting to know how this is live. Anyways, now that joke's out of the way, if you have any questions and you're listening to this on Twitch Live, please let me know and I'll be happy to forward them to Desi. And of course, if you are watching on YouTube, please remember that you can come over here to Twitch every other Tuesday night, starting here at 7 p.m. on twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. And for YouTube, also, that works both ways. Catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. game's done quick. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. Also, Desi making that look easy. Do you know how many times I've messed up both phases of this room, Desi? Effortless. Absolutely effortless going through this, Desi. I have messed this room up just a countless number of times.
It is a very scary room because it's so easy to mess up.
All right, so we already have a question coming in here. What item do you like finding early in this randomizer? Especially maybe nested dungeons are a little different than some of the other settings you can put in.
I like having a weapon early, so usually hammer is a big one for me. And look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Did you contact the person from my community that asked that question, because that was too well timed. That was too well timed. I'm sorry. Wow.
That's your fault. Why I'm looking at you in chat there. Someone asked, is this girl/model/sprite from another game? Yes, this is Malin. She is most commonly known from The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. She is the daughter of Talon, the owner of Lunlun Ranch. She is also used in Majora's Mask as well, but a much different character, and don't ask me to describe the Zelda universe as to how those two characters might be related, because that just goes totally out. Further out than I can describe if there's a relation between Majora and Ocarina of Time. We all know they take place in Hyrule, though, which this one does. This one takes place. Hyrule is below us. Sorry about the spoiler. I don't make the rules here. We have to talk about plot a little bit here. See, someone said, see, this is pre-recorded. Very funny. Very funny.
You know, I've never spoken to that guy in the same frame as catching the girl. That's a never did it before.
Oh, they even made a command for this. This is perfect. Thanks, GDQ. Yes, the stream is live. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Of course, if you do want to follow Desi, I am a big proponent in making sure that folks who come onto my shows receive the support that they deserve. So please follow Desi. That is at twitch.tv/NintenDesi. Desi's been working hard on a multitude of things lately. Primarily, Desi just got finished with a charity event, and Desi will be preparing for some holiday-themed events as well, which we'll be talking about in a little while. Desi always likes to make sure that people have a place to call home, even for the holidays, if they do not have especially if they don't have a place to be. So again, be sure to follow Desi, and you'll have a place to call home as well any time of the year.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Desi right now making the Spear Zero rounds here, it looks like. Especially in Windfall Village, you tend to want to start there, Desi, in Windwaker Rando.
Mm-hmm. Usually I come here second, and I'll go to Dragooners first, because there's a minigame there where I can use the minigame to farm money and use the money here. But the randomizer our starting island, and we started out here. So I took the opportunity to check and do whatever rounds I could here.
All right, so the bait bagger, is that typically an early thing? That seems like a pretty early thing considering how many things you can store in there.
Actually, the bait bag, I usually don't find with these flags. That was just completely random.
Really?
It ended up, yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is the wind not? Okay.
I just realized Malin wants more cowbell here. Yes, you can boo me for that. That's okay. I totally welcome chat to boo me every time I make a bad joke. It's fine. I understand. Did we start with the Wind Waker and the songs is the next question. This is about the settings, Desi. Yes.
And the sale. Those are the things that the randomizer just assumes that the logic assumes you'll always have that available at Sphere Zero. So we always start out with that.
That is a good question, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm so not used to starting here that I tried to warp without the boat because I'm not used to having this situation.
So So speaking of Majora's Mask, this does resemble the cart from Majora's Mask that you use to make the milk run on.
Yeah. So there are some items that we'll see from either specifically Ocarina or from Majora that they've taken inspiration from. So that's pretty exciting.
So it says, I won't boo you, but I'll moo you. Very good, very good. You're in the right place if you made that kind of joke, I assure you. Thank you, thank you.
Definitely.
Was the starting island random? It seemed that way, according to how Desi was talking about that. Yeah.
A 1 in 49 chance for that island. So I almost never see it.
Okay, so it looks like, are your songs all in the proper places, Desi, or is this one always there because, well, okay, so that wasn't a song. That was mixed checks there. So I guess this would be the equivalent of song sanity, I guess, for lack of a better term, from Ocarina of Time, just songs out in the nether. Exactly. All right, cool, cool. Yeah, I like the boat model as well. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye out for all the different sprite models. The one of the things that stands out to me the most about Wind Waker Rando is the amount of love that is put into the sprites, and not just the sprites, the items too. So the last time Desi did Wind Waker Rando on here, Desi was using a Pokemon trainer. So we got to see all kinds of cute Pokemon for our items this time. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Malin sprite presents here. So Desi, why Malin this time?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Why Malin this time? What made you select Malin as your sprite?
Because exactly as you said, like the community has done a lot of work with these wonderful character models, and I kind of wanted to show off something different. And I know you're a big fan of Ocarina of Time and Majora, so I figured let's go ahead and share this.
Okay, y'all, this is gonna get intense for a sec, so I'm gonna let Desi do this right now. How many tries does it take y'all, chat, to do this one? Because again, this gets really intense really quickly, but also I could be standing here for a while doing this just because it's such a fun game after you figure out where things go. You like the Lucario model? All right.
Oh, the Lucario one's really cute, yeah.
The red hair girl is like, no, this is Malin.
So we need to play this minigame 4 times. This is the first one. And that's just how the check works.
Desi just didn't want to put up with everyone groaning about the granny sounds again so soon. Yeah, I'm just hanging out with chat here until Desi finishes this, because this does take a lot of focus. This one and the Sploosh Kaboom game in particular, and those are both early, so this gives me time to kind of ease into answering some of your questions, chat. So this is our time together while Desi shows off his Hylian post office skills here. You were surprisingly good at this minigame. It's very satisfying once you start kind of getting the knack for where things are. One of the things I'm happy about is I'm surprised they don't mix up where all the symbols go. Like randomize like where each one is. So then you kind of think about a muscle memory you might have, and then suddenly you're putting things where they shouldn't go. How's my day going? My day's going great. I'm getting to hang out here with y'all, and I'm watching Desi just being a total gamer here, and I get to spend time with y'all. Things couldn't be going any better here. Thank you for asking. You got super lucky on Sploosh Kaboom, 3 to 4 tries. Very nice, very nice.
3 to 4, that's very good. Wow.
That's very good, yeah. Does the boat start near when the game starts? Yeah, so much like most randomizers, it tends to cut out a lot of the cutscenes and stuff like that. And they do that because you assume a basic understanding of the plot, basic understanding of where things go at the beginning. So they give you the starting items. I believe you do start out with the King of Red Lions, the Wind Waker, with the Wind's Requiem. You get a bunch of basic stuff, but as Desi says, you don't necessarily get a weapon right away. Desi did get lucky with the hammer, but that's not always the case. However, I'm sure, and Desi will talk about this after, you probably do get a chance to modify your settings. So if you are a beginner to the randomizer, hey, look at that. Speaking of weapons, that's a great one because that's a weapon and a utility item. All right, you good, Desi?
Yep, we're all good now.
Look at you. I don't think you lost a single game there. Congrats.
Thank you. That one could get scary.
Cool vibes with cool games and cool folks. Aw, no you, chat. You're great. So yes, the boat does start when the game starts. Yeah, King of Red Lions is always there. And again, you get your basic stuff to start, but a weapon's not considered a basic thing. So Desi, is there a setting that you can enable where you do start out with a weapon? Let's say you're a beginner of Wind Waker Rando. Yes, that's great.
It is highly recommended to start out with a sword.
Yeah.
And usually the default option is start out with a sword. I turn that off, but because I think it's more fun. But it is definitely not a beginner-friendly setting.
Oh my gosh, here. So I agree, Morgana. So this is an extremely auspicious start. So, oh my gosh, and the bottle. Desi, you know what the name of this start is, right? According to my superstitions with randomizers. What is the name of this start that I give this?
Or what would you give it? What's the catch?
Desi. So, yeah, this is called the 3 gifts.
The 3 gifts, okay.
Yeah, the 3 gifts. Seawolf 1 had developed this when we were doing Zelda 1 randomizer for all those years. And remember when we get like a ladder? Yeah, when we get like a ladder and like the white sword and like, I don't know, red ring at the beginning, we'd be like, okay, well, where's the kick in the butt? And kick in the pants, etc. So no, that's the thing. You can't assume this is going to be what a quote-unquote baby seed is. Quite the opposite. When you start out with a generous beginning, that means things are going to get kind of bad towards the end. Yeah. So quite the opposite. This is going to be a wild seed. Like, don't assume that's going to be the case. It may have an oh my. No, that is the 3rd gift. I thought the bottle was the 3rd gift. Nope. Desi, I am so sorry. Hang in there. This is going to be a wild one. It is very interesting, Desi.
Outside has a dungeon. That's a really good hint. Okay.
Well, Desi knows this. Whenever you're on my show, you know that there's potential for things being cursed. Desi knew what he was signing up for, all right?
I sure did.
Desi, I just noticed the sail with the ranch's logo on it. There was like a cow on there. That's super cute. Aww. Okay, so is Granny still Granny in this seat while we're on outset? Granny is still Granny. All right, cool.
Granny is still Granny. Yeah, it would be cute if they would change Granny, but I think it would require a lot more. Yeah, it was likely going to be hard. If there's a wooden chest like that, it means it's trash. We don't need it. But since it just takes a second to open it, I'll see what it is. And by trash, I mean it's not a progress item. So it could actually be something useful, but still not progress. Like money is useful. Heart pieces are useful. Heart containers are useful. A larger bow quiver. Larger quiver for your arrows is also considered not useful or not needed. So you could find that in one of those wooden chests. So usually I'll just skip them, but it was right there, so I figured I might as well check it.
Oh, also too, while we are going through some cutscenes and stuff, also shout outs to Granny. We love Granny. You can also play as Granny, by the way. That's one of the sprites you can choose. Someone from Desi's community was talking about that earlier. Desi, the list you sent me of the incentives you met from your previous charity thing, are you going to be going through all those at some point?
Most of them. So we didn't get to the very end, but we got to like 7250. We're going to be meeting that one probably a little above that, but probably not meeting the 7,500 one. But yeah, we raised a lot of money.
Wow, congratulations, first of all. Second of all, some of these are really, I'm looking forward to seeing some of this. Like, you had never played Final Fantasy X before? We just did a show about Final Fantasy X without manipulation, so that would be like more of an RNG playthrough, an episode back. So that's really interesting to see that there. So again, twitch.tv/Nintendesi, there are so many games here where it is super rare to see a first playthrough of. If you like Zelda, Desi's never played Minish Cap. I haven't played Minish Cap either, which I know there's going to be Zelda fans in chat going, what do you mean y'all never played Minish Cap? I know. But
another big one for me, Twilight Princess. I never played. I'm looking forward to that.
I know. Twilight Princess is so good. GoldenEye is the other one. I just started. That's been on my wheel for a little while. Oh my gosh, it's been so much fun playing through parts of GoldenEye again.
So I played GoldenEye as a kid, but only ever multiplayer. I never did the single player campaign ever. I never touched it.
Oh, really?
So that's going to be interesting.
Very much so. You have to let me know what you think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're getting ready to go to Sploosh Kaboom.
Someone said, I heard everyone hates this game, assuming you're talking about Wind Waker, due to some trailer, and that's why Twilight Princess exists. So, like, here's the thing, and I don't know if I'd use hate, but this was controversial when it came out. I remember when this came out. Again, dating myself horribly. I'm sorry. This happens every single RNG. I do not intend for this to happen. But when this came out, this was very controversial. You know, this followed up our Ocarina of Time, our Majora's Mask. And this had seemed kind of cartoonish. But when you think about it in the scope of Super Mario Sunshine, the Mario companion for the GameCube, then it kind of clicks and makes sense. But a lot of people did not like that because, again, you know, people think of like epic things when it comes to Zelda, right? Think about everything we just saw with Majora's Mask prior to this. So a lot of people didn't know if they were going to like Wind Waker. And I don't know if Wind Waker was a classic back then. I mean, Desi, if you remember, you had to reserve, when you reserved Wind Waker back then, they actually gave you a disc with Ocarina of Time Master Quest. And if that wasn't an indicator of a possible doubt of this game, I don't know what it is, but you were going to say something? Go for it, Desi.
Yeah, no, Nintendo also released at some event, it wasn't E3, but it was some other big event where they released a demo or a trailer of what was going to be Wind Waker, but it had like Twilight Princess graphics, and everyone was really excited about that. So Nintendo kind of led people on to think that that was the style that they were getting for the next game, and instead they came out with Wind Waker. So that was a big slap in the face for people. They just weren't expecting it.
Yeah, so again, this was one of those, I feel like its popularity didn't really hit its stride. I would say until people, oddly enough, were kind of disgruntled with Skyward Sword. I know a lot of people were not a big fan of Skyward Sword. So then people started kind of looking back at Wind Waker and Twilight Princess kind of with that more affection towards it. And I really feel like that, at that point, Wind Waker kind of took off in its popularity.
When I was a kid, I played this when it came out, and I loved it. And so many of my friends did not see the magic in it. I loved this game. I always have.
Oh, yeah, this game is beautiful. And I think it's one of those things where, you know, people always wanted, especially back then, you know, it was kind of, in a way, atypical for Nintendo to kind of release a thing that even looked like a sequel, right? When Majora's Mask came out, it was like, oh my gosh, it looks just like Ocarina of Time, because we think about the jump from Zelda 1 to Zelda 2, Zelda 2 to Link to the Past, etc. Like, there was always something pretty different about each sequential release, and then Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask looked very similar, and you didn't get that often. You know, for some reason, Nintendo always liked to reinvent the wheel. Again, see, you know, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, and then Breath of the Wild. But then you had those two together, and I don't know if folks were expecting another sequel to Majora's Mask after, or what? Okay, so Desi here is going to be doing Sploosh Kaboom. This is going to be probably the last time that I converse with chat a little bit more than I do with Desi, just because, again, I want to let Desi focus on this. Desi is using, by the way, a special tool to help him think about the odds. Again, it doesn't tell Desi where things are per se, but with each spot Desi hits, it's going to let Desi know about the odds of where each one does, and it'll help Desi get through this in a more timely manner than unassisted otherwise. Again, doesn't give a definitive answer, it just helps Desi make better educated guesses.
That's exactly how it works.
Oh, Lana, it's not any kind of hate towards Skyward Sword per se. I'm just saying, like, again, that was another different thing from back then, right? And I think folks started to become frustrated, I think is a better word, with Nintendo, is because every single time something new released, it always felt like Nintendo was trying to reinvent the wheel. And we first started noticing this when we went from the first in a series to the second of a series. So we think about from Mario 1 to Mario 2. And I know there's going to be people like, Sky, that was just Doki Doki Panic. Ha ha ha. Yes, been there, done that. But when we went from Mario 1 to Mario 2 US, like the release, we went from Castlevania to Simon's Quest. That was another instance of that. We kept seeing this like jump in play structure. And a lot of people are like, hey, if it's not broke, don't try and fix it, right? So I felt like this was like yet another jump in that because of the art style, because of how whimsical the plot was in this compared to some of the other Zelda stories. No, I have thoughts about Sunshine too. Hey, I ain't here. GDQ is one of those spaces where if it's not nice to say, if you're not going to say something nice, oh, nice delivery bag. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. I feel that way about Sunshine right now. Ooh. So Desi, they're getting the delivery bag early. How do you feel about that so far, Desi?
That's a good one, a good early item to have. It opens up access to the trade quest.
Yes, and again, as a recap for folks just tuning in, that is a solver app that you saw next to Desi again. And again, it does not provide the solution. That's the most important thing. Rather, it tells Desi where the most likely scenario, where the best odds are of hitting here on this battleship type playground, right? So, again, happy birthday, Super Mario Sunshine. Hey! I mean, you're not wrong, but hey! Desi here, just totally flying through this. Was that it, Desi?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Feor's Pearl. Very cool, very cool. And money. All right.
Yeah, that's for getting the high score second time.
Wow, Desi, that went pretty well. I'd say it even went better than last time you were on. So well done. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think last time I needed to do it a second time. Like, I needed to save and quit and come back to reset the RNG. So this is pretty good.
So, according to this, Sunshine turned 23 today. 23. Wow. Dang. This is not a rerun. No, I would not be responding to that if it was. So there you go. There's your evidence. Also, welcome aboard. And welcome to everyone here who's here again. This is Random Number Generation, and we are airing more of a traditional randomizer today. Sometimes we do randomizer adjacent content, but today we're here with Nintendesi, and we are running Windwaker randomizer, and again, more traditional randomizer. And we have shuffled dungeon entrances, or nested dungeons is what it is called. Why is it called nested dungeons and not, what is it? Entrance shuffler, entrance randomizer? Is there any reason why it's called that?
Yeah, there are a bunch of other types of. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
There are a bunch of other types of. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
That's an exciting item. We get to use it here.
Ooh.
So there are a bunch of other entrances that we are not randomizing, or we could randomize them, but we're not seeing these places. These are things like, you remember in vanilla how like you need to use the Deku Leaf to play mini golf, or like one of the islands you had to give fruit to a bird so that you could open a switch you could enter inside. If we randomize all of those entrances, it would be complete chaos. We wouldn't be able to finish it in one stream. I do play seeds like that normally, but I do them in my own stream where I can stream for much longer, but not for something for this show. It wouldn't be appropriate to do that. So we're only randomizing the entrances for the dungeons, and they're nested, meaning that within a dungeon you can go to the boss door, and it might be, instead of a boss, it could be another dungeon, or a different boss, or a fairy fountain. So these dungeons are nested in that kind of way.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a little more sense. I never hear that term get used in any other randomizer, so I didn't know if there was something different about Wind Waker randomizer in particular to make them called nested dungeons.
Think about like Ocarina of Time randomizer, which I think is the one that like I compare this one most to, is that like when you go to like a boss room, usually they'll shuffle all the bosses with one another, but they won't shuffle the boss room as a place to shuffle with other places, right? So that's what makes this more of a nested one.
And you know what? This is true. Someone says, if you need to fill 24 hours of GDQ space with one person, Dusty's got you. I'll tell y'all, Dusty knows how to run longer streams, period. Oh, and that is a ice chest. Dusty got fridged.
That is a good troll.
But yeah, Dusty typically runs longer streams. I don't know how Dusty stays on for that long. I've talked about this with Auth a lot, but Dusty can do it. Dusty knows how to be relaxing at night when, a lot of people just have this on big chillin'. Dusty knows how to be energetic during the day. So Dusty's just really good in general with a target audience and time of day. So just Dusty, all the props, honestly. I could not be on for that long.
I always tell people jokingly, my secret is men.
So many key items. Y'all are jinxing Dusty. Stop it. I'm telling you all, there's going to be a drought soon, and I'm going to point the finger at you when that happens. Was that a you fool? Yeah, it would be the equivalent of that from Ocarina of Time. Yeah. Absolutely.
But it was right next to a progress item, so.
Oh, heck. Okay, so you almost have all the pearls early. So the pearls, correct me if I'm wrong, that just gives you a dungeon location. Now, it's not guaranteed to be a dungeon, as Dusty has told me that there has been one feature that has been added since Dusty's last appearance on the show, and that is going to be the fairy fountains have been shuffled with the dungeon entrances. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I did not roll this. You don't want me rolling your seeds. I assure you, you don't want me rolling anybody's seeds. I would have been booted from the show so long ago if I rolled all the seeds. I assure you. You don't want me doing that. I'm very superstitious when it comes to that. Dusty's seen enough of what I've rolled.
I have. I know better.
That's not an exaggeration. All right, Dusty, so what is next for what you have right now? What do you think is going to be the next best efficient use of your time?
We don't want to get into dungeons yet. We want to get items for entering dungeons later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you like to, as far as I understand, exhaust the overworld first before attempting any dungeons, so that way you have to dip, so to speak, less dungeons. And for folks not as familiar with randomizer jargon, what dip means is you go in and out of a dungeon and you don't complete the objective. That's dipping a dungeon. You eventually have to go back in, because if you have to complete it, again, the objective is to eventually defeat Ganon, which that seems simple, but if you have to keep going between the overworld and assorted dungeons, that is Dorito piece number 2. Very nice. Actually, 3? Am I reading that right? Number 3?
That's 2. Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at your tracker and I thought I saw number 3 for some reason. Okay, so that is number 2, which is great. And again, so the less you dip dungeons, and again, that's completing or going into a dungeon and not completing the objective, the better, because again, it's good for you to go somewhere, do something, get out, never have to go back in. Exactly. Doesn't happen all the time in randomizers, though.
And it usually doesn't happen because when you're in the dungeon, you might be able to get some things done, but eventually you might need an item you haven't found yet. So that's why I like to exhaust the overworld, and then when I go and check the dungeons, hopefully I'll have enough to complete the dungeon when I get there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why the sale makes me just so happy. Taking a look at the little
really
cow
cute,
on it. It's so adorable.
And all the milk jugs and everything is really cute.
So What version of the sail is this now, Desi? Is this the sail from HD or is this the original sail? And yes, it does matter.
Oh, okay. This is the Swift sail, the HD. Yeah.
Very nice. Mm-hmm. So that's a nice quality of life update from there. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's a fairy fountain in your fairy fountain.
And I don't think this is the Northern Fairy Fountain, actually. It's a different one. The color would give away which one it is, but I haven't memorized which colors are which. But this is usually the first fairy fountain I go to, and I don't think it's this color.
Oh, I didn't even think to like match up the colors with corresponding things. Offer a joy pendant. Boo.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
We want our money back. Boo. What's the difference between the Swift sail and the regular sail? I think it's just one goes faster than the other. I don't think there's any more to it than that.
So the Swift sail, when you move the boat around, it will change the direction of the wind to be always constantly directly behind your sail. So you get maximum speed moving at all times. Whereas with the original sail, if you had the wind going in one direction before you got in the boat, it would stay moving in that direction. So for example, the arrow behind the boat right now, it wouldn't always be pointing directly behind us, like going towards her. Basically, it could be pointing to the left, even backwards. You'd have to constantly change the direction of the wind manually using a song instead of using the sail for that.
Oh my goodness. I think Lana's explanation wins as well. One is Swift.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dusty's is very detailed, but I also like Lana's explanation. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, that was changed up in Windwaker HD, which again, most people probably haven't played because I believe that was Wii U. And if you don't know what a Wii U is, that is fine. Don't worry about it. It was a very expensive piece of technology that not a lot of people had access to. And most people probably went directly from the Wii to the Switch. I think that's most people's stories from what I can understand. Ooh, we have a sword. Specifically a butter knife, I think. I don't think that's like the strong version at all.
Her sword is a little rake.
Oh, no
it's
way.
So cute. Yeah. There it is.
That is so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so instead of extinguishing the great evil that is Ganon, instead we're going to farm Ganon. That seems like more of a gamer term than anything.
It does, right? It's fitting in that way.
I like it. It seems like Mountain's gonna style on it.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Wind Waker seems like a really overwhelming rando because what did you say again, Desi? There's 49 squares on this overworld, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think you said 49.
Has a lot to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you keep, especially as a beginner, how would you recommend someone navigate a 49 square map? Let's say someone's played this a couple times and has beaten the game, has a very basic understanding. How would someone go about starting and not feel overwhelmed by a 49 square grid?
That's a great question. So the first thing I would recommend is downloading the randomizer program and looking at the options. And one of the nicest things about this randomizer is you can tell the randomizer which types of checks you want to do. So let's say you only want to do things in dungeons. You don't want any of the overworld stuff. Just you only know where the dungeons are, and you only want to go and find things in dungeons. You can have the randomizer do that, and it'll make it so that all unnecessary things for the game are all in the outside of dungeons, all in the overworld and things like that. All in like mini boss areas, things like that. But in dungeons, you'll find your actual progress items. So that right there, you'll be learning your dungeons, and you don't have to worry about those 49 squares. Then you might say, okay, let me add fairy fountains. So the fairy fountains adds 6 of 6 new overworld spaces to learn, but you slowly learn and you add things to that. And that's how I started. I started out only doing dungeons, fairy fountains, and 1 or 2 other things. And slowly I added them until eventually I started doing max rando, where I have every single check possible in the game randomized, so that anything could be in logic. So I think that's the best approach to it.
So you're saying you can, because of the way the custom settings work on this, you can just gradually work your way up. I really like that. I like customizable randomizer like that.
And it's very accessible like that too. You could even say like, I want to do mini games, but the whole Sploosh Kaboom tool that you use and like all of the RNG with that is too much for me. You can exclude Sploosh Kaboom from the rest of the mini games. If you really like the rest of the mini games, you can do mini games are separate from everything else. You can choose. How about I don't like the mini games in Windwaker. You can turn those off and you can still do all the other things. So that's really nice.
Oh, absolutely. And I forgot you had the scarecrow there because someone in chat said that's not how you use a scarecrow.
Right, our hammer is the scarecrow.
Yeah,
it's really cute.
Because use that to open up the fairy fountain. Yeah, that was cool. I'm excited. Now, don't spoil it. I'm excited to see what the leaf eventually is.
Oh, you're going to love that one.
Oh, I look forward to it. I very much look forward to it. And again, folks, if you aren't following Desi yet, again, what are you waiting for? Twitch.tv/NintenDesi. Please be sure to give Desi a follow. Also, real quick, while it is on my mind, we do have an event coming up here. We do have PAX West coming up. I believe this is the last one before PAX West. I mean, we still have our show later, but PAX West is coming up this week. Games Done Quick will be returning to PAX West from August 29th through September 1st. Visit gdq.gg/PAX West to check out the schedule and visit west.paxsite.com to learn more about the event. Hey, Fire and Ice Arrows, let's go, Desi.
That is very nice to see.
That's not too. Although we have a slight problem with Fire and Ice Arrows, Desi.
No magic.
Yes, I was gonna say.
But we do need 3 bows. And that's one of our 3. So
okay.
Now we have 2 out of 3 on our way to light arrows.
Yep, because you do need the light arrows eventually. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm looking at your tracker, Dusty. I mean, again, I don't want to jinx it because I know how randomizers are, but that looks like a very, very decently lit tracker so far. So it's not bad,
not
bad.
I'm not complaining about it. I'll put it that way.
The one thing I would be concerned about not finding early is bombs. As someone who did Ocarina of Time for a while, bombs are important.
Bombs, Deku Leaf, and Magic are ones that I'm worried about right now.
Yeah,
How deep are they going to be?
And I know folks would probably be like, but Sky, he has so much available right now. Bombs are pretty needed early on, and they block a lot of things. So I'm hoping that's the thing Desi finds next.
And bombs are required in dungeons for these. They were Tingle Tuner bombs in the original. We can do this. Okay.
Apparently confirmed to be show up at PAX West this year. The complete Bubsy collection. Yeah. Bubsy's making a comeback for sure. What year is it?
I saw the sexy Bubsy.
Oh my gosh.
He's looking better than ever.
I know from what I could understand, so we've had the Ring Shuffler on before. We've seen this with so many runners, including Argic and Huds, right? I heard that Alistair, the developer of the Magic Box, aka the Ring Shuffler, has come up with a yarn shuffler for Bubsy.
Wow.
Now, I showed this to Oth. Oth's first reaction was, I don't want to play Bubsy too. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, he doesn't like Bubsy too.
He doesn't. I don't believe it. I'm like, you have to try this on principle. Also, hey there, how you doing, Goma?
I'm surprised we can actually do this.
Oh yeah, I feel so bad for Valoo here though. This poor baby with the tail hanging. It's like, no. Valoo Valu's such a good friend. Who else in chat thinks Valu is friend-shaped? I would take like a big plushie of Valu for my room. Just such a baby. Not Goma. Goma's scary looking. I'm talking about the tail that's hanging out of the ceiling. But yes, Valu is very friend-shaped. Here's Desi though. Look at this. Oh, smacks with the what is that? A rake?
The scarecrow.
Oh no, the scarecrow. That's right.
Yeah.
Look at that. You know, I never thought about defeating a lava Goma with a scarecrow. You just defeated that lava Goma with like a barrel of hay, a bale of hay. Yeah, right there. How does that work? I feel like the scarecrow would just set on fire.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
I imagine just like smacking something with a scarecrow and it just sets on fire. Well, that's that, you know? Oh, heck. All right, so what's the shield? Does that get a makeover here? What is it?
Oh, yeah. I'll show it. You don't really get a good picture there.
Yeah.
It has the seal on it. There it is. Let me...
Oh, hang on.
There it is.
Aww. Really cute. Adorable. I'll make a plushie of Valu's tail that you can hang from your bedroom ceiling. Okay, but that's seriously cute. That's so cute. Just when this game couldn't get any cuter, it has gotten cuter.
I'm trying to think of which place is the most optimal to check right now.
That makes sense to me.
So with these settings, we're required to kill 3 bosses, and that was one of the 3 that we have to kill. So we're going to be looking for 2 more. We don't know which 2 yet, but we do know that there are 2 bosses to kill.
Yeah, Desi, you made very... Oh, yeah?
The map has that blue marker around that location, and that's where we just fought Goma.
That would make a great GDQ prize. I agree. So, when you said 3 bosses, you mean like 3 bosses for the whole game, or 3 bosses for what exactly?
So, 3 dungeon bosses. Sometimes you need to fight more than 3, but there are 3 that open up Ganon's door. You might need to kill another boss if that boss gives you an item that you require, like the heart piece on the boss, or the heart container might be shuffled to be an important item. Or sometimes killing a boss, after you kill a boss, you get letters in the mail, depending on which boss it is. And so sometimes the letters in the mail are important, but that boss doesn't open Ganon's door. So you'll sometimes need to kill more than 3 bosses in those cases. But, ooh, this is vanilla. Okay, I'm glad I waited to come here.
Wait for it. I got my eye on you, chat.
Now we have grappling hook. The only thing we really want is magic to be able to complete this place.
I'm waiting for it from chat. Hang on. You know what I'm waiting for.
Is this even randomized?
No one's made it yet, so I'm okay with this. All right. I thought for sure, but no.
Now this first key can only be randomized if it's key lunacy or key sanity. Key lunacy is the same thing as key sanity.
Okay.
They just call it key lunacy. So that one we expect to be vanilla.
I'm gonna use that from now on. Lunacy. That's really good. I like that.
It's cute.
I can never think of like the right word to describe it, and that's fantastic. I love that. So thank you.
This is interesting.
Desi, I could. What was that look on your face, Desi?
I realized I don't have a thing to break the wooden things in that room, but I do have one here, so I can get this, borrow this from this very kind bokoblin over here, and now we have a way to do it. But I was just thinking, oh, I forgot.
This is the problem with knowing you too well. The minute you went in that room, I looked at your face and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I need a way to break this open. And now I have
this is where I would look frustrated and Dusty would type, but it is interesting, Sky. Be like, oh yeah, it's interesting. All right.
Okay, we like seeing early cues.
Okay. Are keychains a thing yet in Randomizer? For anyone who doesn't know what a keychain is, it's just all the keys for a dungeon are put onto a single item. Is that a thing yet?
I don't think they have that for this rando, actually. That's a good question.
Yeah.
And I think this is the only dungeon where you really would want a key ring. The other dungeons have like 2 to 3, like most of them have like between 1 and 3 keys. This is the only one with 5 keys if you can count the boss key as well. So this is really the only one where, like, it's not like in Ocarina of Time where you have like 7 keys for the fire temple. You're just dealing with 1 or 2 keys usually. So
yeah.
I don't think we'll be seeing it for this randomizer, but who knows? I would love to see a key ring for this dungeon because 4 keys is a lot, and especially this dungeon is kind of like the equivalent of Shadow or Forest Temple, where you need all of the keys to get to the end. You can't you can't save scum keys. You can't find other ways around getting to the boss besides having all of your small keys first. So I would really love to see that for this specific dungeon.
You know, it had just only clicked now, Desi, that I'm gonna get some no dust. That is the Scarecrow from Ocarina of Time. Like, it just clicked.
It's Pierre, yeah.
Aww. Well, I couldn't tell from behind, and then I saw the face, and and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's a really cute face.
Aww. I like that. Very, very cute. All right, so what was the grappling hook again?
It has the lure from fishing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So they're either like Milk Maiden related, like the cowbell, or Ocarina of Time or Majora related.
Hence, prescribing to the theory that somehow the 2 games are linked somehow. Again, yes. I don't want to hear it. That was a pun that I didn't intend, y'all. So, anyways, yeah, I agree. I don't tend to like linear dungeons with keys in it. So I think that's what brought about the keychain question, because then that would allow for more checks, maybe different ways of going about the dungeon. And it's just something that keychains kind of add to that. So hopefully in the future we do see something like that. Someone asked, is this run glitchless? That's a good question. Dusty, do you use any glitches?
There is definitely one glitch that we're going to do when we get to one boss. If we get to that boss, if that boss is required. There are some glitches I do in the max randomizer, but in this in this set that we're doing for today, we might not see any. We'll see, depending on whether we get to that boss or not. There are a lot of tricks that I have learned, but I wouldn't necessarily call them glitches.
And it is important to note, y'all, that you don't have to know glitches to run any kind of randomizer, all right? You don't have to run no glitches to play or enjoy any kind of randomizer. It's not expected of you. Sure, it might facilitate some stuff, and maybe you want to learn it in order to raise funds or race in a tournament, but you don't have to know them to have a good time. So just want to always have that be known about randomizers.
Yeah, that's why there's a logic. The logic makes it so that you don't have to know glitches.
But yeah, when you do get to that glitch, Dusty, please call it out so folks know what to look for.
I definitely will let people know, yeah.
Y'all on these puns tonight.
I'm just now realizing there was an important thing to check at Windfall, but we're going back anyway because we just got an item to go back to Windfall for. Iron?
Oh, okay. All right, it's a key item.
Okay.
Someone had mentioned something about heat rooms in chat, and all I'm doing is just shaking my head right now about heat rooms.
Heat rooms.
I had a thing with Kate. I have feelings about that still. Just, y'all do me a favor. If I have any randomizer devs that are watching this right now, here's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to call it out. If you mark something as easy in your settings, please make sure it's actually easy. Please and thank you.
Yes, I can second that, please. As someone who likes to try out and test out randomizers, whether it's a game that I'm very familiar with or one I don't know that well, if I see easy, I want to try that. And yeah, it's discouraging when something that says easy is not easy.
Well, because then you assume some settings are a certain way, and it's like, wait, that's not an easy setting. What the heck?
Exactly.
I got feelings still, Dusty.
I don't blame you. Okay, we don't need
All
that
right.
chest. It's a wooden chest.
Oh yeah, it is by the look of the chest. So again, that's a nice quality of life feature too. Was that there the last time you were here? The appearance of the chest matching contents? Yeah. Okay, so that must have been an earlier one. Yeah, I like that. Well, I have to remember too that with multi-randomizers, sometimes they take a little longer to tie together, so that's fine. It's just, I always feel like we have to refine what our definitions of easy are, especially within the scope of randomizers. So I always ask folks to always question what is the difference between easy, medium, random, or easy, medium, hard, etc. Because that's something we always need to be asking ourselves, especially like, one thing I like to do with randomizers is to ask someone who actually runs this, like, what would you define this as? Because what's easy to one person isn't easy to the next, and it's really important to have a multitude of opinions towards this. This way, we can adjust settings as needed. Very important discussion with randomizer creation.
Absolutely agreed.
All right, so Desi getting towards the end-ish here. Taking a, I assume you're warping somewhere.
So the other side of this is Goma's room. And we know that it's not Goma. Because we just fought Goma.
So what do you want to see on the other side of it?
A fairy fountain or a mini boss. What I don't want to see is another dungeon.
It is raining Triforce shards right now, Desi.
It is.
That means, okay, why do I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those seeds where the last Triforce piece is going to feel like finding a needle in a haystack? Hey, look at that. Not bad. Okay, so the last two key items that aren't songs and or Triforce pieces here. So now we're down to what, the boomerang and bombs?
The boomerang we can get around. Ooh, okay.
Oh, we need bombs for this boss. I think we need bombs for this boss. Yeah.
We do need bombs. But there's still more to check in the dungeon, and we could still find bombs in the dungeon. We'll find out.
Oh, we are getting close to our first break, though, Desi. So wherever you find a break in action, doesn't have to be this minute, just soonish.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know. I'm gonna go to a spot where I'll remember exactly where I want to go next when I'm
cool.
there.
Someone said, is this based on the GameCube version with all the ocean dredging for Triforce shards? Or the remake that streamlined that?
Yes, this is based on the GameCube version that we're playing. But the Triforce shards, we're finding the Triforce shards separately. They could, with the settings that we have, they're not going to be, let's climb up here so I can answer this question. With the settings that we have, we don't have to go and searching Triforce shards or treasure shards. The Triforce shards are going to be outside. Like you just saw, I found the Triforce shard outside. They're not going to be deep in the ocean somewhere. So we can fight this mini boss, and then I'll be ready for the break. Or actually,
all right, sounds good.
That chest was an important one, right? Yes, it is. Okay, so you
yes.
fight the mini boss.
Let's do it.
If it's a wooden chest, I usually just skip this with the grappling hook. I'll come in and be like, okay, see ya, and I just leave the enemies. Okay, after we open this chest, or maybe we'll leave it on a cliffhanger. Now's a good time for a stretch break.
All right, sounds good. We will stop the timer for our break. And I wanted to remind you all that to thank everyone for supporting GDQ Hotfix with your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. Your contributions help keep our shows running. If you've enjoyed the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends. And with that being said, everyone be sure to stay hydrated, stretch, and we'll be right back with random. Welcome back to Random Number Generation. I'm joined here by Nintendo Desi, and this is the Legend of Zelda, the Windwaker, and we're going to get right back into it. Desi, are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, then let's go and let's see what's inside this treasure chest on your count.
Here we go. 0. Go ship chart. Let's go.
Dang, Desi, what the heck?
Okay. That's exciting.
Well, what are you going to do with that?
So once you have a ghost ship chart, you need to open the chart, and then you can enter the ghost ship. It only appears at night, and it's a... there are 3 enemies in there, but one of those enemies is a wizard, which can spawn either what do they call? Redad, or it can spawn a Stalfos. It's RNG which one it will spawn. But if you are fast enough and you're able to kill it before it spawns anything, you only have to deal with the wizard and the 2 Poes.
Isn't the ghost ship kind of like finicky with where it appears?
Mm-hmm. It'll show you on the chart though, once you open the chart. Okay. Do you need to kill this person? Or Bokoblin? And now we want this to break.
All right. So that's just a wooden chest down there.
Right. Now we're going to do something we don't normally see. This is very uncommon. There we go. We're going to be doing this check over here. Or not check, this shortcut we're going to be opening. Normally you can bypass this shortcut. Well, that happens sometimes too. Normally you can bypass this shortcut with ice arrows or the Deku Leaf, but we don't have magic. There we go. So I was worried we might still have to come back actually. There are 2 chests that require bombs to get the chests. So we might mostly clear the dungeon, but there's the boss at the end that we saw we need bombs for, and there's also 2 chests that require bombs to open. So we can at least get these other checks. The item I'm hoping to see
For a
most
linear
here is-
dungeon, you've zoomed through this, by the way. I just wanted you to know. Please, go ahead.
This is the one part of the dungeon that actually isn't so linear, because depending on what you get. So we did not get magic, so we couldn't use the shortcut to come to this wing of the dungeon earlier. So it has been a linear dungeon for us. But it's unusual that you do this one linearly, because usually you'll get magic early enough to use the shortcut. And this chest is not required. So we'll have to come back here later with bombs.
All right, Dusty, so what's next, do you think? What's your next plan?
Next, we're going to go back to Windfall. There were two important things that I actually forgot to get that were Sphere Zero. But then there's also some new stuff we can do with the new items we have on top of that. So we're going to be checking all of that. I'm hoping the bombs are not Sphere Zero, because that would be a big mistake on my part. But it happens.
Oh, absolutely. I would say you had such an action-packed first part of this that, again, it wouldn't surprise me if we did see a little bit of a lull while you're trying to take care of some of the, maybe looking for Triforce pieces, trying to take down some of those dungeon checks, etc.
Okay, so we want to mail out one letter and to show the other letter to Maggie. Okay. So now the House of Wealth, Maggie has a free item for us. She gives you in vanilla her letter to send to the Moblin. And we have the Moblin's response now. So we're gonna get the free item first, and then we're gonna give her the Moblin's letter for another item. Actually, so her letter she gives you after you give her the Moblin's letter. So here's our free item.
I always
Sphere
forget
Zero.
about this side quest.
Okay. So
Oh,
we have
well,
access to
okay.
Tower of the Gods. Okay.
Very nice.
And now this one is not Sphere Zero. Okay. So we were gonna have to come back here anyway to get that. So this ordering doesn't matter so much. And then here's the last one, and it is a required item. And what do we got? Okay, it was not a required item. It was a troll.
No,
Wow.
not even the slightest. I mean, nope, not even close.
I'm gonna check those off. Okay. So we're done here for now. We need magic to do more. And I'll show you the Deku Leaf. It's Kojiro.
All right, that's amazing.
Right? It's really cute.
Well, there had to be some kind of chicken reference. That would be weird if there wasn't.
Right? So we just opened up Tower of the Gods. Let's see what's inside of it. Exactly, required for content.
Well, yeah, and the fact that you got Tower of Gods so early, this feels early for Tower of the Gods. I mean, 3 pearls and for a fairy fountain. What?
Is it a good item?
Well, it better be. That would be the most underwhelming thing if it wasn't something good, but you already have a ton of good items. So maybe bombs? Like,
Bombs
I'm trying
would
to
be
think.
fantastic.
Bombs are a Triforce item or a song. Either of those would be okay, but for 3 pearls, this better be good.
Okay.
I mean, is that good? I can't tell.
Yes, that's good. That opens up another check.
Wait.
If you're doing a max randomizer, it opens up like 3 or 4 different checks. upgrading your pick the box to the deluxe one, but with these flags, the deluxe one gives us 1 check.
I feel like we're being taken on a ride. What the heck?
I think you have a good point though, that this might be a good trail. Following the crumbs here. Let's see what we get for this last check.
This better be good, Desi. I have feelings about the way the logic is run with this, if this isn't something. This is the worst timeline for Wild Goose Chase, is if this isn't something.
Okay.
No! What are you doing, game? No! First of all...
That would have been required if we didn't already have one. Because we needed one to get a bow from Granny in the mail.
Oh, wait a second. I need to process this for a second. First of all, it was a deluxe Picto box, and that picture, to not your fault, Desi, looked blurry. That's the first problem I have with this. The second problem I have with this is, why was all of that for a bottle?
Okay, let's go here. Good question. When you look through a bottle, you kind of see things are a little blurry, like the picture that we took. Maybe that's what's going on here. That's the logic I'm following.
I would go in there and tell the Great Fairy, come on, surely you have something else.
We know they're holding on to something good.
Question from the chat, is taking a fairy home to Grandma a check?
Right, so if that's why you need a bottle, 1 bottle to heal her, not for the soup, but a day later she goes and mails you an item in the mail, and we got a bow from that. So that was a very required thing to do in this seed. Yes.
Sun says, if we need to take photos, does that mean we can't say fairy names? Boo. You don't get a big boo, just boo.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay. Now that's a little more interesting.
We can't do this without
Bombs.
Without bombs, yeah. But we can do some of this. And it could be a required thing to do some of this.
This is that dip element we were talking about before, where you can't complete the dungeon, but you might need to do parts of the dungeon.
Exactly.
I always thought this was one of the cooler design dungeons in the game with the puzzles and such.
It is. For me, this dungeon has very like Breath of the Wild aesthetics. It's very futuristic. Like the shrines.
Nice.
We need to go to the ghost ship. I'm just remembering.
Oh yeah, you were given the ghost ship. Yeah, I mean everything seems so straightforward at the beginning, and now you're getting a ton of we'll call it non-traditional items here, and I'm wondering how that's going to play out. Like this, like being in here, the ghost ship map. There's just so many things at play at this point. And someone asked, are the Tingle Turner checks on?
They sure are. But there's an option that allows your regular bombs and not Tingle Tuner bombs to activate those chests. And we're playing with that because I don't have a link cable. I'm not playing on a GameCube. I'm playing on a Wii, actually. So there's no way to actually use the Tingle Tuner for me. But the Tingle Tuner item is a part of the game, and you can make that an option to play with those chests as they are in vanilla with the Tingle Tuner. this is what a one cycle of this room looks like. It's pretty tight.
It is, and those platforms are not easy to jump on the way you just did. Well done.
This is a key. We could tell because of the shape of the box, or not the shape, the color of the box. And that's all we can do without bombs right now. But we have the ghost ship and we have another spot to check. So depending on the time of day, I'll decide. Okay, so it's daytime. We're gonna go to Sploosh, or what I call IRL Sploosh Kaboo. It's called barrel shooting contest. We need to shoot a bunch of barrels in the ocean. Let's go from here. Sounds like we flexing on Sky. I was trying. This is what a one cycle this room looks like for everyone. And I say that because being called out here. I appreciate being called out. I have done that room in so many cycles. many more than the single cycle that I feel like it's important to share. This is how you do it on one cycle.
I'm happy you said something there, Adam. Thank you. Also, by the way, in terms of I've always had folks asking me, Sky, I don't know when RNG is going to be on or when certain hotfix shows are going to be on. There's a couple things I want to make sure so you all know where to find RNG, where to find several shows that are on during the week while Desi does another mini game here. So looking to get more involved with the GDQ community? Join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. Use !Discord in Twitch chat for an invite and more information. That way you won't miss any of our shows either. And also, speaking of shows, we have our schedule. Curious as to what's coming up on Hotfix? Check out this week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/hotfix. So yeah, and also on that Discord, let us know, if you enjoyed an episode lately, or if there's a game you want to see more. We love feedback like that. So again, just let us know some of the stuff you want to see. Again, we're showrunners. We love feedback from y'all. I take that kind of stuff pretty seriously. So yeah, if there's something you want to see or a game or something you're interested in, please let us know. The more, the better. We like being here for y'all.
Okay, we don't need those, but that's fine. And there's one more prize for doing this.
Desi, have you ever considered doing an overlay for your stream where it's like the cutout for that, like what the person did in this mini game?
I love that idea. I haven't considered it, but I should. That would be really funny.
Oh, that's so funny. I remember seeing that for the first time, which, by the way, y'all, I want to give kudos to Desi here. This is, again, yet another really hard thing to do. If you're doing this casually, this is
a tough mini game. There is a secret here. The barrels are about 3 degrees wide. So if you keep that in mind, seeing that I missed, I don't want to go to 42. I don't want to go to 43 or 44. I want to go to 45 minimum. Mm-hmm. So that's a really helpful tip if you know that they're 3 degrees wide.
Did everyone here take notes? Tetra. Everyone here took notes on that, right? You're all going to be canon experts after this, right? No one's going to miss another shot? Okay, cool. Good job, Desi.
Perfect. Okay, so we open the ghost ship chart. You have to actually open it like that. And now it needs to be nighttime.
If I had $1 for every time I looked for something with a chart and didn't open it up, oh my goodness, Desi. Where's the ghost ship? Where's this Triforce piece? Oh, well, it would help if I opened up this map. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the ghost ship. And again, you don't get a chance to see this too often in Wind Waker. So I am interested to see how quickly Desi finds it and what we find within the ghost ship. Again, I feel like this, yet again, is a quote-unquote important item that's very much out of the way compared to a lot of the other stuff here in Wind Waker. So I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed for you, Desi, that this is important. Unlike the Wild Goose Chase we were just on, I'm still a little salty about that check.
Let's see. I'm really hoping for bombs at this point. Bombs would be fantastic. It would open up Tower of the Gods. We could finish Dragonair's Cavern.
I mean, that would be good also, yes. But yeah, just dang. All right. The Wizrobes in this game. This is one of the hardest forms of Wizrobes I've ever seen within a Zelda game.
How they spawn new enemies.
At least I think that, no, these aren't Wizrobes, never mind. At least are they Wizrobes? No. Oh, sorry, Pose. Which ones are the Wizrobes in this game?
The other enemy that I was fighting that was in the air and making those noises.
Yeah, I always identify a lot of enemies in this game by the noises that they make, because there's a lot of unique ones. Ooh, this is a pretty valuable treasure, and I'm not talking about the rupees on the ground. I'm talking about, like, the actual box proper.
Let's hope it's not a nice chest. Okay.
Oh, okay. Now the game knows what it's about. That's pretty good. We like that.
Okay. Let me get my checklist of stuff. Right. There's another spot we can go to.
Okay. Good job though going there, Desi. I feel like even if I knew this randomizer well, that is a check that I would procrastinate on until later on. So the fact that you went to that so soon, again, just kind of shows that you are not afraid to take chances in the randomizer, which I know a lot of folks who are. So again, just congratulations on just following your intuition there. I know a lot of folks who, again, would resist a check like that.
Thank you, yeah. Thinking about where next to go. We have some exciting stuff to check and some less exciting stuff to check. I'm hoping it's the exciting stuff. So here, like, you're supposed to have bombs for this, but you can just stay close to this gunboat and the other boats will target it. This is not in logic, but it's so simple. 2 more pieces? Are we in go mode? No. Good question, though.
Oh, no.
2 more pieces would open up the Hyrule Master Sword check, and it would also open up access to Hyrule, but we wouldn't be able to get to Ganon without 4 swords to break the barrier into Hyrule, and we also need light arrows and magic. Okay.
Yeah, good rule of thumb. Oh, well, there's the light arrows. I was going to say the light arrows usually signify that things are getting close, and there you go. There's the light arrows, but still would like to have some bombs. Again, Desi, I got this feeling that's one of those, like, if it's too good to be true, it kind of is kind of seeds. We all know what those look like as randomizer players. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed for a continued smoothness of seed, because again, it's always nice to have one of those, especially here on GDQ Hotfix.
There there are 2 entrances I did not go to earlier. They required, one of them requires iron boots, which we got deep in Dragoner's Cavern, and the hammer, which we got early in the mail. But I just didn't come here. Usually because either it'll be a dungeon or it can be a fairy fountain. I'm hoping it is a fairy fountain with an item, a good item. Right now, I'd say bombs and magic are the big things for us. Bombs more so.
Yeah, this is the one where the boots will give you access to. So we're about to see, and the hammer, I guess. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
The boots, the Poe sisters.
Oh, yeah.
More Majora themes, but yeah. Okay, so here it is.
Okay.
What are we getting? Hopefully, bombs. Okay, this is a good sign.
Oh, there's cursed RNG on this show, I assure you all.
And there is another entrance for us to check after this. Another important one. Mm-hmm. And we got... Oh my gosh, there they are. Okay, good.
Oh.
Okay, so we needed... This is a double dipping seed that required us to get iron boots from... Well, not necessarily. We'll see what items are bomb... No, the boss at the end of Dragoner's Cavern required bombs. So yeah, it required you to get the iron boots from Dragoner's Cavern, leave, and come back to Dragoner's Cavern with bombs.
Oh. Desi, just a reminder of the tracker, the Deku Leaf and the bombs, I believe, should be highlighted there just to help out.
Bombs. Yeah. Yeah, we have the Deku Leaf mark, though. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just couldn't tell. Maybe it was too dark and on my screen. Gotcha.
So
okay.
Bombs. Let's go finish that boss. There are a few things we can do with bombs now. It's exciting.
So what do we need for go mode now? Is it just 2 Triforce pieces?
We need 3 swords. That's a big one.
Oh, and magic. Yeah.
Magic and Triforce pieces. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so still quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But for a game as big as Windwaker, this is a remarkable start. Yeah, the leaf does look a little dark. It could be... Oh, there we go. There's one of the Master Swords.
Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, you know what? On the tracker, it does look dark like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It could be the background. Gotcha.
Okay,
ooh, Wind God's Aria. Nice. Desi here just going so fast at the seed right now.
So I've never done the full dungeon where we like destroyed the ropes around that one platform and brought it to the bottom. So I wonder if the bottom has that platform still, because we need it right now. Or if I need to go back and do that again. Let's find out.
Yeah, I like Dragon Roost as well.
It's a good dungeon. Oh, and the island, yeah, the best music for sure. No magic, so I can't use any of the shortcuts I normally use in here. Is the platform... Get out of here. Okay, good, it's already descended. Can I reach the platform? I haven't thought about that, actually. I might not be able to. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go in the door here. This is a little trick. Now go back out the door. Now if I fall in the lava, I'll respawn right here, which is important because the warp back to that spot is right there. Oh yeah, plenty of room for that. Okay.
Nice.
Never had to do that before. That was interesting.
I mean, there's a first time for everything, right?
Yeah.
Especially randomizer seeds.
It's always interesting. The other day, I had a seed that taught me that you could use the hook shot to kill an enemy that did not look like you could kill it, but apparently you could. And I was just really shocked that the logic expected that for me. But, and when I turned on my Wii, it said that this is my 300th time today opening Windwaker randomizer.
Hey.
So today's number 300 is probably haven't played 300 full seeds, probably played like 280 seeds though. So
Still though, congrats.
That item wasn't great. But we still have another item to get, and we still have the boss to kill. That was very good.
Someone's having nearly bug reported that seed with the hook shot too.
Mm-hmm.
No, we are far from Ganon's Tower still now. This is just Dragon Roost.
This
Dragon
is one of those
Roost.
single tuner bombs.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
single
that
tuner
was.
chest. Yeah. Okay, so it's a wooden chest. We don't need it.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is Dragon Roost in its vanilla location. I won't say why it's in its vanilla location. It's just the way it turns out.
Yeah, that's 280. Some of them much scarier than others. Some of them were max randomizer, doing every single check in the game, or not doing every single check, but every single check is in logic. And others more like this, that are a bit shorter.
Obligatory Nintendo boss, head in hands, you know, like that's never been a thing in Nintendo games before.
Definitely for a 3D Nintendo game especially.
I like how technically this boss never dies. It just goes back to its resting place.
Yeah. I already got that hand for the game. Last hit.
Oh, hey, look, it's the SM64 hand maneuver.
Get a refill on arrows. Not the hand. There we go. Not the hand. All right.
I just want to reiterate, Desi's doing the majority of this game, or all of this game so far, on 3 hearts. I don't believe there's any kind of tunic that increases Desi's defense, so yeah.
There is magic armor, which we're probably not going to find.
Yeah.
But magic armor makes you invincible. You still get knockback from enemies hurting you, but you don't actually take damage from it. And bombs open up all of the Tower of the Gods as well.
Wait a second. Desi, is Hyrule a check?
The Master Sword chest can be a check, but the Master Sword chest, that mini boss is in the pool of randomized nested dungeons, fairy fountains, all that. So there could be a fairy fountain there with a required item. The boomerang, okay.
Okay, nice. Question, are there any heart containers or pieces in the item pool, or has he just not found any?
I found, I think, one heart piece, maybe two, but no heart containers.
That's one of the many reasons why Desi has found so many items, is because Desi hasn't found any heart containers.
I can't recall if when you killed that boss you got a letter in the mail. I don't think so, but I'm just double checking here. Usually you need to wait a day to pass for the sender of the mail to go and send it to you. No. Okay. I'm gonna go refill on arrows. There's a place with free arrows in the game at the private oasis, but it's a little bit further away. You need to sail a tile away from Tower of the Gods, and this is just an easier warp to get to. It does cost money, but it's not that much, and money we don't really need at this point.
Desi, you've done such a great job of just dodging enemy attacks. I mean, who needs heart containers if you're really good at playing defense?
That is a good point.
Hey, shout outs to Beetle.
I love Beetle.
I would encourage folks to take the 3-heart Zelda challenge. They're all over retro achievements if you're into that. They definitely make the Zelda games seem a lot tougher than you would think that they are. So yeah, I'd encourage folks, if you're into that kind of thing, to give it a try.
Definitely give it a shot.
It's more forgiving than any of the hitless challenges I've seen. Yeah, I'd definitely say Beetle is one of the most well-known characters from this game.
Somehow even more so than like Mrs. Marie, another like really iconic character, or very unique. She's got a very unique style to her. Okay, this is the mini boss.
Question, does the 3-heart challenge still allow you to pick up the mail? I can take a look. I don't recall there being any kind of restrictions on it.
The mail, you don't get any heart containers from the mail. You might get heart pieces, but as long as you don't get 4 heart pieces, you're good. I don't even, I don't remember the vanilla. I remember some of what they give you in vanilla, but not all of them. Okay. Spiky chest.
I mean, most of the time, if you're talking about retro achievements, there will be a clause typically in the achievement that says what you can and can't do. Oh, yeah. No, I definitely know what you're talking about. It just depends on who made the set and what's required.
Still no magic. We need 2 swords, 2 magic items, 1 Triforce shard, and 1 shield.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Exactly. Not all 5 of those. We don't need those. I'll just mark it as getting them all.
Someone said, I'm no expert, but how could something called the Triforce have more than 3 pieces? Well, the Triforce itself is made of 3 pieces, and then this is 1 shard of the Triforce divided into 8 pieces, which is the lore from the original Legend of Zelda. It's the well, at least the one from Zelda 1 was the Triforce of Wisdom divided into 8 pieces. I want to say this is the Triforce of Courage, right? That's split up?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And in Zelda 1, there were only 2 pieces of the 2 Triforce pieces.
Yeah.
Only power and wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my least favorite boss. And it might not be required, but I can't really tell. So killing this boss gives you 2 or 3 letters in the mail, and those might be important.
This is the obligatory birds are jerks moment of the video game. Just take note, birds are jerks. Don't trust birds in video games, y'all. It doesn't work out well. Birds, bats, anything with wings, beware.
It's so true.
Yeah, the first time you do this, it's really scary. This bird is just chasing you, and it's so... I have fallen in the middle, and then this at the end just scares you. It, like, startles you if it's the first time because you're not expecting it.
Right, its face right up in the screen. You really don't expect it.
Very startling your first time if you're not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
Helmet King is such a cool... It is a cool bird, but the bird works for Ganon. Unless you want to make the case that maybe the bird's being controlled by the helmet by Ganon and the bird's completely innocent, I would buy that. This paid for by the Hyrulean Aviary Committee. Hard time feeling for this bird because, again, sorry for the... Well, this is right at the beginning of Windwaker. This is the bird that takes Link's sister. Like, it's hard to feel bad for this bird. This really is the bird that literally kidnaps Link's sister and makes Link's grandma cry. So it's hard. It's hard to feel sympathy for this particular critter, you know?
The Helmet King. And it really randomly decides when it wants to land in front of you here, or if it wants to spin around and fly around forever.
Now, if you want something cute, actually, I don't know if they'll show it in this. Do they show the Valoo cutscene after this, Desi?
They don't. It is really cute, though.
It's my favorite cutscene in the whole game. So what happens is when you defeat this bird, because again, you know, this is like, I believe Link's attempt to save his sister here from these birds. Valoo comes and saves you right as Ganon's about to dispose of you up in there, and then Valoo, with a V, sets Ganon's room on fire and rescues Link. And it is the coolest scene. I remember just clapping for Valoo there. I freaking love Valoo. Oh, now see, we can't even claim mind control here because you destroy the mask and the bird's still going at it. I don't know. That mind control case is looking not so good now here because this bird's still coming for Desi.
I agree.
What did Ganon pay this bird in like a ton of bird seed or something?
It does make you wonder.
I mean, what else would a bird's motivation be except for food, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a cool looking bird. I'll give it that, though. It's good art. It's good art. Oh, I forgot about this part, though, where all the searchlights are on the bird. I forgot about that. That's pretty cool. That's a cool destruction scene. Yeah, Baloo just, like, destroys Ganon's house. It's so funny. And Desi's just like, I want to grab that map. That map has, it's not a good map.
It's got feathers and who knows what all
feathers.
around it.
Feathers and bird poop.
Exactly. No, thank you. Someone else can dig that one out of the bottom of the ocean. So now we need to get to a mailbox.
Y'all are giving way too much credit for a tiny little bird. I don't know. You motivate animals with food. You'd be surprised what they're capable of. I'm just saying. I, for one, welcome our new critter overlords, all right?
And it's not just tiny animals. I mean, you can really bribe people with food pretty well, too.
Especially good food. I always think about our critter overlords.
So this first item is, I know, is not in logic, so it's not going to be important. But this next one is not. It is in logic. It could be important. Okay.
Oh yeah, I always thought that was cool. I forgot how the scene where Link's sister gets saved and the pirates come in and help. That's also a really cute scene. How like
really
big
cute.
old Gonzo picks her up and Link's just casually waving to his sister as this big pirate takes her away.
It's really cute. This game has a lot of charm to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of super cute scenes. And I do feel like, you know, we were talking about earlier how folks weren't a huge fan of this art style of Zelda. I feel like this is one of the most expressive arts of all the Zelda. There's a lot of rich emotions in this game, more so than a lot of the other Zelda games. You know, the other Zelda games, we get Link in distress, Link angry, Link feeling a little awkward. Here you have so many lines to read between here. Specifically, I think Tetra's got a lot of funny things that happen in this game. Tetra and Gonzo and Nico and that. And reading that letter that Desi just brought up reminded me of all the funny things that happen with the pirates.
And even Granny, like, it's a very, this game puts you on an emotional roller coaster. In a good way.
Well, I always tear up at the beginning when Errol gets kidnapped. Like, that's such a sad scene.
And you have to break the news to Granny.
Yeah, like when you go to like get the shield and Granny's like, oh, that happened. You just want to comfort her. But yeah, the storyline in particular, I feel like the storyline is pretty deep in this game compared to a lot of the other Zelda games. Majora would be another one. And again, maybe that's what happened, Desi. This is coming right off of Majora's storyline, which was also another game that was very rich on story. So it was a great time for storytelling in Zelda history. Yeah, Tetra was one of the more interesting characters for sure. I wish we had gotten to know Sheik a little bit more. I feel like there was more there than what meets the eye, and I feel like we never got a chance to, well, when I say we, the audience never got a chance to get to know Sheik well enough, because you'd see Sheik in Ocarina of Time learn a song, Sheik would be gone, like before you knew it. So I really wish there would have been more explored with that.
I agree.
I mean, heck, we see Princess Ruto more than we see Sheik, if that's not an indicator. Who's the Zora princess for folks who don't know. Or Darunia, who I feel is one of the more rich characters from Ocarina of Time.
Darunia's
Oh, there
great.
you go. How's about a big Goron hug, brother, which is one of the better scenes from Ocarina of Time.
And Link like runs out screaming. It's good.
The Gorons are really funny from that game. Which Desi, I don't know if you felt that way, but when I first came in contact with a Goron in Twilight Princess. Now, keep in mind, this is the first time we've seen a Goron since Majora, right? We don't even see that much from a Goron in Majora. You see, like, baby Goron, right?
There
So
is
the
a
first time
Goron in this game.
Or, well, it's brief, though, right? If I remember right,
very
it's not. Yeah, so it's the first time we have a contact with Gorons for a while. And you see the Gorons in Twilight Princess, and you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. I run up to give this Goron a hug in game, and then the Goron just wham punches me. I almost started crying.
Oh my god.
I was so upset
I can
because they're not happy with you in Twilight Princess. They're not. So it's
I'm
just
excited to see that. Yeah, I still haven't played it.
But that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say more than that. There's more to it. There's a lot more context to it, but that's all I'm going to say. It was a reversal of expectations, and I'm
I'm really excited to
what?
hear that though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different from this and that for sure. But that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to ruin it for you. Just know that it's a big reversal of expectations, and I'm interested to see what you think of the story beyond that. Desi, stop freezing Malin. And then I think some of them are okay with you in Breath of the Wild. I think some of them are okay with you, and then like some of them are kind of like,
Yeah, I don't remember in Breath of the Wild. Some of them definitely like you, but I don't remember if it's like I know the Zora. Some of them don't like you. Okay.
Hey, another Dorito. So second to last, Desi?
So that was our last one, I think.
Oh, and the game didn't tell you? It just said you got to try. I'm surprised it didn't tell you because
with
it
all
kept
the
saying.
other ones, it'll tell you that this is your sixth one or your fifth one. This time it says now the Triforce is complete, but since you don't see a number, it's a little harder to like look for that. If I'm mashing through.
Oh, you're just fast at mashing then. Gotcha. So yeah, again, Desi, twitch.tv/NintenDesi. Desi's going to be playing through Twilight Princess for the first time. So again, I don't want to say too much more about it. It'll be definitely a good journey, though, to see Desi playing that. I can't wait. Then I can talk to Desi more about plot points, because there's a lot of them.
I'm looking forward to that.
I can't wait to see what you hear. Again, Twilight Princess is another jump in art style. That's all I'll say. It kind of went in the other direction from this, so it'll be interesting to see what you think. All right, so let me see here. A couple things I did want to talk about here also while we are here together. Did you all know soon that Flame Fatale is coming up? An event that I am also super excited about real quick. So while Desi is moving through the Tower of the Gods, I did want to remind you all that Flame Fatale, GDQ's all-women and femme speedrunning community, is preparing for its next event, Flame Fatale, running from September 7th through the 14th. The schedule is now live at GameStunnQuick.com/schedule/58. Type !FF in the chat for information on how to join the Discord and stay up to date with all things Flame Fatale. And that's something that I've been preparing for lately, Desi. You saw me doing Zelda 2 the other day, speaking of Zelda. Was doing that for the wheel, but also a little bit of Zelda 2 practice there, at least in Palace 1.
That's really exciting. I love Zelda 2.
Zelda 2 is so much fun. Someone asked, is that Naboru? Where's the statue? I don't know if I saw Naboru. Oh, that. I don't know if that's Naboru. What I will say is if we go down into Hyrule, there's going to be a room that references the sages. There is a glass window of Naboru and all the other sages down there, and that is the reference I can think of.
I'm trying to think of what... like the eyes that I'm targeting?
No, I was thinking like remember the statue that you went into on the boat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, someone asked, is that Naboru? And I'm like, I don't think so. At least I don't think. I could be wrong.
I don't think so. I don't think she appears in this.
Yes,
rats
Ratal
are
is
very
mentioned. I told them to do more Ratalis stuff. I love the Ratalis references. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. And also, it is going to have a Survive Her theme to it, which I'm really excited as someone who's a fan of reality TV. So, really looking forward.
Survive Her. Really cute.
Yeah. Big fan. Also, they had the Faiths in the store on the Yeti, and oh my goodness, they're so cute. I can't wait to get mine. We have our Faith plushies in the Yeti store. Yeah. So are there any parts of this dungeon that you can skip, Desi, or is this all... Oh, that's the whiz rope.
That is the whiz rope.
Okay.
This dungeon, unfortunately, unless you're already in go mode, you kind of need to do the whole thing.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
There is a skip and a glitch that I normally do in this dungeon, but it would need magic, and we can't do it without magic, so I didn't do the glitch. It saves a key, though.
That's always a good thing. I like saving keys.
Yeah.
Oh, I do not like these enemies.
Yeah, these enemies are not the best. They do give a lot of items, though, and, like hearts and arrows and bow and bombs, which is nice.
I feel like we've seen so many of those, Desi.
There have been a lot of those.
Zelda 2 does have a difficulty spike. If you're struggling with it, no worries. I mean, no one will ever judge you for struggling. With any game in general, no one ever should, but especially with Zelda 2. And Zelda 2 is not easy. Also, too, Desi, that reminds me that I know there was a version now. In World Championship, they do take off the flashing, by the way. It's not as bad in World Championship. But in general, I know you had gotten me the version without the flashing, so that's always a good thing. I like accessibility patches like that.
It's really nice for folks that people have done that. Did you hear when you call, normally Link says, "Come on," and then the statue follows you, but here they had to give her a custom voice. And the custom voice they gave her is the notes to Epona song. How she sings it. Yeah.
Thanks for saying something. Yeah, I don't have sound on my feed, so thanks for letting me know. That's super cute.
Oh, yeah, it's really cute.
Very nice.
So to get to the boss area, you need to get all 3 of the statues in this room. So that's the first one. So it's what makes this a much more linear dungeon.
Command melody. Well, this is the command melody check, but I assume you're not going to have command melody.
Correct.
Yeah.
I do have it, but you don't need command melody for that check. To clarify.
Nice.
Yeah. Because that's where you learn the command melody.
So what is your favorite sprite to play as, Desi?
It's really a tough call. There are some that I really like, but the bow on them is not vanilla looking, and it's very hard to aim compared to what I'm used to with vanilla. So, You know, we'll check the mini boss afterwards. There's some that I would say, like, I would love if I could, like, mix and match the which sprites I want to be vanilla and which ones I want to be custom. But so like the Pokemon one, I love everything but the aim on the bow. Here, I love her bow is basically a vanilla bow.
Oh, Dusty, also, when we get a natural break in action, we will be taking our second break soon. So whenever you got a break in action, let us know.
After getting this, how about after we get to the mini boss room, we'll do that. Yeah. Perfect.
Sounds good.
So, there's one really cute one, but the bow is really rough for me to use. So I don't use it, but it's a Vacation Link where Link is in like a bathing suit and the King of Red Lions is a surfboard. He's got like really cute items for the beach theme.
All right, so now we have our statue ready here. And I'm so used to being able to be like, okay, well, we know what boss is at the end of this, but no, because of the settings, that's not the case.
Correct, exactly. So
yeah,
I wanted
could
to
be
check
anything.
what this is first before we go on the break.
No, sounds good.
I normally have magic for this, so then I use the Deku Leaf to get across here. But this seed is definitely making me do things outside my comfort zone, which I like. It's
you
interesting
like
for a show, yeah. All right, so what do we get here? Okay. This could be something important. We'll wait here. And we see that the chest is a spiky one, so it's a progress item or a nice chest. So let's go ahead on that break now.
All right, sounds good. And real quickly before we go on a break, I wanted to remind you all about Black in a Flash. Black in a Flash is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. Learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackinaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. And with that being said, please be sure to hydrate, stretch, and be right back. Welcome back to Random Number Generation. I'm joined here by Nintendesi, and this is the Legend of Zelda, the Windwaker randomizer, and this is the final chapter in RNG tonight, but still plenty of great programming here on GDQ Hotfix tonight. Desi, are you ready for the final chapter in Windwaker tonight?
All set.
All right, on your count.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Oh, I love this fight. This fight's so epic.
This fight is epic. It's also terrifying. Right now with our weakest, well, it's not the weakest sword. It is a weaker sword. And only 3 hearts.
All right, so I actually do have a question for you, and it's more of a general question about Wind Waker, Dusty. Did the light arrows do anything outside of the last fight?
Yes, they will kill most sprites in the game.
So they're kind of like the light arrows from Majora's Mask then. They're not like the ones from Ocarina where they just kind of sit there and not do much.
They will one-shot. So these guys can do 2 hearts of damage sometimes. So I wanted to make sure I did not die to a kick from one of them. There we go. Okay. A little scary. We got there. And yeah, so light arrows. Normally, if I had magic, I would just use the light arrows on them, and it would be a joke of a fight. But it was a serious fight. Okay, that's all the songs.
That is every single song. Hyrule is at peace.
Almost. Almost. Please don't get me. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, good. I didn't know what would happen if you. I normally kill them first. Okay, we're gonna need bombs and a bow. I guess boomerang for these.
Yeah, that was a recent thing. That boomerang's not that old in this rando.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Dusty making a pretty good time here on this rando TM. How many more bosses do you have to do, Dusty, for Ganon's to open up?
One more.
Okay. So there's going to be a little bit that's riding on this boss at the top of Tower of the Gods.
It might not be a boss, though.
Oh, no, don't say that. It's a thought. It's true.
So I know where there is a boss that we need to kill, but I don't know if there is a boss in this dungeon. What I do know is that we don't need to kill it. No, we might need to kill it. It depends what boss it is, and whether it gives you a letter in the mail for killing the boss or not. So if it's Mulgara, we can skip it. It depends. Oh, not yet. I'm gonna move to this room. Okay, that's a good chest. There are 2 chests in this room.
Ooh. Okay. Tell me more, game. What do we got? So, Dusty, what are you going to be working on in the upcoming weeks on your stream? I always want to make sure we feature our current runners and let people know where and when to find them.
So we're going to be doing a lot of games that I promised for charity that I would be doing. So a few, you mentioned this earlier, but we didn't get a chance to really talk about the full event. Wow. Every year I do an annual charity event, and it's something that you very much inspired me to start doing, because you used to do a lot of charity events and you still participate in a lot of them, but you also used to organize a big one for St. Jude.
Yeah, and I actually was one of the ambassadors for SGDQ this past time, and that was kind of like my big one of this year in terms of charity events.
So proud of you with that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You've done a lot for charity, and so it was important to me to give back, and I figured the best way. Okay, at least it wasn't a second ice chest. Let's go.
My show is cursed. My show is cursed. It's not mean, first of all. So there's no way that was going to happen again. Anyways, continue.
And so I figured I would leave it up to my chat. Everyone in the community would be the people who would be contributing towards the charity. So why don't we all decide as a group, which charity do we want to sponsor? What cause matters to us? Whether it's a local humane society or something really big. And this year we voted on Trans Lifeline, which is a very popular one in our community. We've voted on Trans Lifeline together for 2 other Desi-thons. I call it Desi-thon, the charity event. And so every penny that we earn during a 24-hour stream that we call Desi-thon, we go and interesting that this must be a not required item or wanting you to double dip. Like, okay, so this is not necessarily a glitch, but this is a skip that I'm gonna do here. I'm like standing on nothing. And that's how you can skip the you're supposed to use the Deku Leaf to fly over and get here. But you can, if you know that trick, you don't need the Deku Leaf and magic. So we had this big event just a few weeks ago, and we raised over $7,000 for charity. Anonymous promised to donate up to $500 for every dollar that we matched in the beginning to whatever came in second place in the polls. So second place was Advocates for Trans Equality, another great cause that we donated $500 to them. And sorry.
Oh, dang. No, you're good. You were,
okay.
Desi, you were literally on fire. It's okay. It's okay if you're on fire. Just stop what you're saying for a sec. Anyways, continue.
So, and then we raised somewhere around $6,750 for Translate. It's going to be a little more than that because I'm going to also give a donation. I like to give at a minimum of like 100 to 200, whatever I can, based on when I get my payout, whatever I can that month, donate as well to the cause. So every penny that we earn during that charity stream, even like bits, subs, and ad revenue, I donate all of it. And so I tell people, like, even if you can't donate any money, just being there helps with the ad revenue and helps raise money for the cause. So this year was a huge success. We raised so much money, and really that kind of money, that saves lives. We literally were able to save people's lives with an amount that huge. It's really wild to think about. So thank you everyone for participating. But one of the things, the reason why I'm mentioning this is one of the things that I do to help raise money for the causes, like I'll have different incentives. So I'll say like, okay, if we raise $500, I'll commission a new emote for the stream. Or if we raise $1,000, then I'll reveal a new emote that I already commissioned as part of the hype for this event. Another thing that I do is promise playing a game for the stream. So I had people suggest a bunch of different games that they wanted me to see soon. And so one of them was, as you mentioned, Final Fantasy X. I'll be doing a blind playthrough of that coming soon. And a bunch of other games on that list. There was Blueprints. I haven't seen any of that. I'm very excited to check that out. There's so many. There's a game called Tulip, which I hear is very interesting. It's a PS2 game about kissing that these Japanese devs saw. So this is a witness, but we have to pick it up actually to open the door at the end of this room.
This is definitely, I was talking about this the other day, just in various chats around Twitch. This has definitely been a year for video games, hasn't it? And I know we joke about that, sometimes, when we're playing a really video game. But I mean that. There's been so many good games that have come out this year. And all of a sudden, Silksong randomly being dropped next week. Like, this is not a meme as of this recording. I know we've talked about that, throughout the gaming community for so long. No.
A lot of exciting games coming. So let's see. Tulip sounds very interesting. Okay. Is it something good?
All I hope
We
so.
desperately need magic, a shield, and a sword.
Especially magic. That's the big hang up right now.
Because we already have enough sword and shield to do stuff. But magic opens up a lot. Magic, let's go. Oh, you know what? Actually, we are here.
You know, Desi, we've been really good at willing things into this seed. People are going to say this was scripted. Like,
It's true. There were only 3 items that it could have been. It could have been something not required, but you know, there was a higher chance. The hammer at the beginning, though, that was pretty wild.
well, that was the item that you wanted to get right at the beginning, too.
Yeah. And it's usually not one I get right at the beginning. Okay, so we got magic. We're going to use magic. So there are 2 things for us to do here. I guess technically 3. We need to deliver the letter. So I'll go do that now.
It seems like the mailbox has also delivered to you. Maybe delivered more than it's delivered to Steve on Blue's Clues, you know?
Yeah, the mailbox, there are like 7 or 8 different mailbox items, and they all are in logic. So some of them might not be that good, but they generally have a good chance of having something good. So now we get to watch this little cutscene.
I don't know how you remember. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, after you mail out Maggie's letter, the Moblin has a letter for her, but the father doesn't want the daughter to get the Moblin's letter. So he leaves angrily to get sloshed at the bar. And when we find him in the bar, he asks us if we can deliver the Moblin's letter for him. And so that's how you get the vanilla Moblin's letter. But instead, he's going to have a randomized item for us because we already had the Moblin's letter. So let's see what he gives us. Not you. I never have spoken to you in my life. Okay. Okay, the second magic, which is not necessarily required, but is really nice to have in that final fight. I'm not going to refuse, especially after all of what we went through for that first magic meter. I won't refuse the second one.
Of course, we find the second magic right after the first magic took so long.
I know. The immediate next item. There's one more item you're gonna see on the next. Well, we'll see if we see it here. We might see it on this island, but if not this island, the next island. A classic from one of the games that Malon's in for one of the sprite models.
Okay.
The Deku Leaf, when you use it as like to fly, is different from the leaf when you use it to like shoot a gust of air in front of you. So we'll see that other version of the Deku Leaf. Okay, so I was gonna fly to that island if it had a good item, but it didn't. So, but that's okay. There's one more item here. Hopefully it's good. The Deku dungeon is not in, well, so it is in logic, but we got a clue. Okay.
Nice.
So we got a clue telling us that the Forbidden Woods is a foolish choice. So we won't be going there. Well, we won't be going to the place where the Forbidden Woods is. We might go to the dungeon itself. If it's random, whatever's here at outset, that's what we're gonna do. So that we can get to the boss here. So now we just need to get to the boss and we need to find the shield. And I'm gonna hope the shield is on the boss heart container, but if not, we'll search elsewhere.
Sending you all the good vibes here, Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you do if it's not here?
So if it's not here, I have a list of a few other places that it can be that we'd go through. But they're some of the longer checks. And like, they're not longer than what we've done. They're like longer than going and lighting the fire in the lighthouse. Not longer than like a dungeon or something like that.
So I had a question. What do we need for go mode? Is it just the shield, Dusty?
It's just the shield at this point. So look at the alien balloon.
Yeah, that's cute.
Mm-hmm. So we got magic. So I know this isn't the Fairy Fountain because of the marker in the map showing us that there's a boss somewhere here. So you need to kill the boss and get the shield. Okay, so this is actually very interesting because we got a clue saying that everything is not required in here. We do need keys, that we need a boss key. So wherever that boss key is, we want that.
Wait, can you use the boss key in any dungeon, Dusty?
No, but the boss key will be for this dungeon. Yeah, so that's what we needed. That's perfect. So now we can skip the other checks because we got a clue saying that the other checks are not important here.
Oh, I get what you're saying. It could be a dungeon within a dungeon.
It could be.
Yeah, that's good thinking.
So normally there are some checks upstairs in this room for us to check, but I don't need to because of that clue that we got. Just in case, I always like to get this. This is a warp. This is not vanilla. They added this teleportation pot that travels between Dragon Roost Cavern and here and Tower of the Gods. If for some reason I need that.
Aw, there's the chicken again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some next level stuff, Dusty. If I would have seen this, I would have turned around and been like, there's nothing in there. And I completely forgot that the entrance could be something different. Or the boss room could be another dungeon entrance.
The mini boss room can also be different too. So that's another thing, but we need a small key to reach that. And so far we don't have the small key. It could be back one of the earlier rooms. But I kind of want to trust about the boss being in the boss area. So I normally would not jump down here. I would normally do the stuff, get to the top of the room. But I just want to do a quick check on the boss since we have the key already. Oh, and her Master Sword glows red when it's fully charged. Yeah, when it's not fully charged, it doesn't do that, but the fully charged one does that. It's nice. All right. Okay. We found the boss. So this is the glitch that I'm gonna do. There we go. If you hear the boss scream, it means I hit it. And it has 4 HP with these bombs. Okay, so that one didn't hit. It's a little finicky, but it's fun to show off. There we go. One more. There we go. And because we didn't detach the top from the ceiling, the flower normally falls down when you kill it, and it's on the ground like that. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Now this boss also gives you a letter in the mail for killing the boss. We'll get 4 hearts.
All right. I love that title screen. That never gets old.
It's a good one. Okay, so let's check the mail. And then I get to check my notes if this is not the mirror shield. Oh, we still have the Master Sword chamber to check. It could be that. Let's go. Let me double check my notes first, and then I'll see. Give me 1 second. Wait a second. I think I did something silly.
Oh no, what's going on?
It's perfectly fine, but let me check. We have 2 good places to check. The Master Sword Chamber, which could be a fairy fountain. And also, I didn't check this off on my checklist as doing it. When you catch the killer bees, after you catch them, you should go and talk to Mrs. Marie, and she gives you an item too. And I think I just didn't speak to her. Because I might have. I don't remember doing it, and I didn't check it off. It's very important to keep track of what you've done and what you have in a randomizer this big. So I'm glad I properly didn't check it off. Let's see. Does she have an item for us? Oh my gosh.
Oh, Dusty, oh my
Okay.
gosh, thank you for remembering that.
That was
That
very
was-
important.
That was kind of clutch, not gonna lie. And remember, it's not about the mistakes you make, it's how you recover from them. And I admire that.
Very glad that I took notes properly for that. So, okay, we are in go mode.
All right, very cool.
And her shield looks a little different now. It looks
I like that.
closer to, right? It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I always tell folks with randomizer, if you suspect that's happened, like take a minute, no matter what you're doing, and study your notes, because that could save literal like tens of minutes, if not hours.
And
There's
if
no
she
shame in
didn't
that.
have it, then I was certain it was going to be here, the last place in logic for it to make sense, according to the clues that we had for what to skip and everything. So that Forbidden Woods went so well. I never get a chance to like go mode it like that, where the game told us ahead of time that the dungeon has nothing, but you do need to go through it and kill the boss. So we found that boss key real early, which was very nice. We got to skip the whole thing. We're gonna want Deku Leaf. We're gonna want this and bow. What a scene. A very wild
Indeed.
start, and it did indeed. The ending got pretty scary about the mirror shield, but even without that, I guess it went pretty smoothly. If I had gotten that mirror shield early, the magic was the big thing. Where was the magic?
Well, the thing is, you found one right after the other too, which was pretty wild.
Because one of them required magic. So magic blocked magic. There are a few other spots that require magic, but we got clues saying that we didn't need to check those. Who needs a hook shot when you have a Deku Leaf, right?
Yeah, seriously.
And now we need a hook shot. Now that we're done with the Deku Leaf. The best music in that last room, yeah. We have a joke in my stream where like it's so epic when you get the high roll for the first time and you like break that barrier, and then all of a sudden all you hear is these two notes, bum bum, bum bum. Like, why didn't they give more epic music for that area?
That's a good question, actually. I remember doing this for the first time in a while since I was a kid. I got so confused on this section with all the Ganons.
It's a confusing section.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you haven't done it in a while, for sure.
It's very confusing. Wow. How did that... I was targeting him. Okay. The Deku Leaf reskin is of one of the alien balloons in Majora's Mask that you use as target practice. Submarines, yeah, that's another big one. I didn't do submarines for this one because there really isn't much time. If I turned on submarines, I would turn off fairy fountains or something else. to compensate if I wanted to show as much as I could of the game within a reasonable amount of time.
And y'all, if you ever do have any questions about Windwaker Rando, and first of all, follow Desi. That's the first thing I want to say. Second of all, if you do have any questions about Windwaker Rando, Desi is such a wonderful person to ask. I mean, just period about any randomizers. There were so many things that Desi helped me learn. And this year, the greatest thing Desi helped me learn personally was Metroid 1 randomizer. And I've just been so thankful to learn Z1M1 thanks to him. So Desi, thank you so much again for just being such a warm ambassador of so many different randomizer communities. I really appreciate that as someone who is a lover and fanatic of randomizers.
And thank you. You introduced me to this wild world of randomizers, and I was hooked when watching you. It was so much fun watching you play Zelda 1, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario Bros. 3. Oh my gosh. And now putting all of this together for all of us. So you're supposed to use the boomerang for this and cut off all of the strings holding up the tail. But that's kind of slow. You can just aim well and get him. I say aim well, it's extremely tricky. And wow, that was a really good puppet game. It's very challenging. It takes a lot of practice, and even when you're good at it, you will miss a lot. So that went very well.
You always make the end of this game look so easy, because I'll tell you something, a lot of this is the struggle, especially the spider phase here, because again, looks easy with the reflection, but to actually execute, very difficult here.
For the longest time, I never realized, like, oh, the pool is like this so that you can use the reflection against him. I would normally just stand anywhere and wait for him to fall. And now for the best phase. Every miss is just an RNG minute, that's right. This one's considered to be the hardest phase.
No, Dusty can have that 4 heart, okay, chat? Let Dusty have a little bit of wiggle room, sheesh. Go, Dusty, go.
Oh, I'm surprised I didn't hit. Almost. Wow. This one gave me the business. There are ways to mitigate it. Like you can use your sword to hit his face and he slows down quite a bit. And then you can use that opportunity. It's a short window, but if you're fast, you can go ahead and use that, and then get the tail. You can also light arrow the face. But I just like to shoot and hope for the best. And usually it works out. Free with the RNG minutes, exactly. And I always love this, like, very epic climb that you do. Like, it really builds up the tension for the final fight.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those things where I'm like, I'm surprised they haven't figured out a way to expedite this ending, you know, because we're always looking for ways in randomizers to cut off unnecessary time. They really do make you climb up this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And with randomizer, this area gets very scary because an enemy can push you down. There's only like those enemies in pots that'll appear here, but some enemies can't really appear in pots, so they'll appear outside of the pot, and they can get you, especially ones that don't make noises. They can really get you and push you all the way down.
Yeah. Have you done any randomizer seeds, or how many of them have you done?
I have. The randomizer's still very much in beta, which is why I haven't brought it here. But most seeds are beatable, but sometimes you'll get a seed where an enemy's in a spot that shouldn't be there, and the devs need to go and change that. So our feedback as playtesters is really helpful for them to update the logic and make it so that it can be out of the beta phase.
So I take it then, based on what you said, that there's still many developments in Windwaker Rando. I mean, and I can't say I'm not surprised, like, just because it's such a big game, right? And there's still so much more that can probably be done with it.
Mm-hmm. There definitely is more that can be done. I'd love to see more. It's definitely actively being worked on, which is exciting.
I want to be talking about Desi, but I know this is not an easy task.
Communication's important. Talk to Zelda. And that is time.
Oh my goodness, Desi, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's a really good time, actually. I'm waiting for the feed to catch up that I'm on with the timer, and I'll give you your time in a second.
Yeah, sounds good. This is the final fight, yes.
Yep. 2:39:16. I wanted to ask you for shout outs, but that ending happened so quickly, so I'll let you take the time right now for shout outs, since you ended a little early than we thought, way underestimate than we thought, which is great.
Huge shout outs to you. You are a constant inspiration for not only me, many of us around when it comes to charity, being confident enough to try a randomizer, whatever it might be. Just you're always there as a constant source of inspiration for so many of us. I'd also love to thank all my friends at Rainbow Wing and our very queer community. Thank you. We've done a lot to make our spaces into what they are, and I'm very proud of that. And a huge thank you to Vaccine as well, who helped me with understanding some of the stuff in the randomizer. And just, again, another constant source of inspiration. Yeah, that's mostly, and everyone who works on this randomizer, thank you. If you want to be a part of this randomizer, let's say you saw this model of Malin and you thought, I want to make a model of another classic character. Why don't we play as this or have this option? You can do that. You can go and join the folks in the randomizer Discord, and they'll give you the tools that you need to build your own character model that all of us can use. If you wanted to share it publicly, all of us could use it for are randomizers, or just one for you to learn on your own and have your own a model. And it might not be contributing in terms of model stuff. If you wanted to contribute with the logic stuff and the ASM, I know there's some people working there looking for updates to stuff, but they said if someone else will work on this project, we'll add it as an improvement. So thank you everyone over at Windwaker Randomizer for making this really fun game for all of us to enjoy.
Desi, thank you so much again. We really appreciate that. So really quickly here, again, I want to remind you all, this is not the end of our GDQ Hotfix broadcast time. First of all, follow Desi, and thank you for being with us again, twitch.tv/Nintendesi. And real quick about TwitchCon, Games Done Quick Express is returning to TwitchCon San Diego from October 17th through 19th. Learn more at twitchcon.com and stay tuned for the schedule coming up next month. And folks, I do want to remind you, we have an extra special. We are continuing the Zelda coming up next, and we are going to have the one, the only Jiggy